All right, you want to do the song or what?
No such thing as art. No such thing as art.
Hey, did you guys see the first interactivity we got on our Facebook page earlier today?
Yes, I did. Yep.
I laughed. I had to laugh. I was like,
I didn't see it. What
I was
happened?
like, oh, you understand so little.
Yeah, it was someone made the comment that it was graffiti or something. That was
You know the hands on our Facebook page?
Yeah.
He said, that's not art, that's vandalism. And I just laughed at him. I'm like, I don't even have time for you.
Yeah. I was going to respond, but I was like, no, there's no use for a response.
Yeah.
Honestly, for this, because this person is just, I don't know.
Yeah, right. He's not even in this area, I guarantee.
Yeah, no. And that came
probably
from
like Albuquerque.
Yeah, it was.
Stupid.
It was actually someone from out of state. I'm trying to think where the hell they live, but it wasn't anybody from around here.
Well, since when isn't vandalism or graffiti art?
I don't know.
So what's new, Ross? What have you been up to?
I have been jumping back into the comedy thing after moving.
Yeah?
Hitting
How's
up
it
the
going?
open mics and stuff. Not bad. Got some shows going on. This show will already have happened, but I'm excited for it because I get to do a show with Rena Calm. She's a female comedian that's from Chicago initially, and I think she just lives out of her car now and is a traveling comedian.
Oh, that's
really
awesome.
funny. Yeah, she's doing it. Like, she's definitely very active on social media and stuff too. And
Do you think your car smells, or do you think it smells like a girl?
it probably smells real nice, actually. I don't know. Like, she's very...
Do you think Sean's van smells nice?
No. That's the thing. That comparative to Sean's van, yes. You don't have to outrun the bear, though, with that one.
I ain't outrunning nothing.
Sean's van just smells like smelly feet and used underwear.
Into poop.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. How many people are doing the show with you?
It'll be 4 of us total.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you riding down there with anybody from here?
Yes. Yep. Chuck Charles. He goes by.
Chuck.
Yep. Chuck. Chuck Charles is on the radio. He does DJing every now and again. I'd like to have him on for a future one.
Now that's an art.
Now that's an art. Getting on the radio like that.
Hitting him with the hot stacks of wax.
Yep. But yeah, no, I've just been enjoying it. I really think it's a lot of fun. Getting back into this stuff because recently a friend of mine, Ryan Graham, wrote a little article. I posted it on my Facebook page, and if you guys can get a chance to read it, it's really amazing. It's about just a comics point of view of taking it all too seriously and really realizing how he, as an introvert, just wasn't enjoying what he was doing. Like, he was finding himself more depressed doing it, even though he did find enjoyment at one time. And he went back to the bare roots of it, going to the open mics, hanging out, having fun. Like, the early social interaction that it was for him. And it's just cool to see the different, things coming from an introvert, because I'm opposite. I'm very much an extrovert. But, yeah, it's just one of those things. Just definitely puts you in another person's shoes.
Well,
and puts perspective to it.
A big part of it is having fun once it stops becoming fun.
Yeah.
I mean, are you still creating art? Are you still...
Well, you want to enjoy
what are you doing
yourself.
What are you doing at that point?
Exactly. Are you doing it for fame? And that's kind of what he was going after. Is like, for him, it was like a chasing a dragon kind of he was hitting a groove, doing really well here and there, and wherever he was getting booked a lot more, and found himself like, what's the end goal here? A Netflix special, doing that kind of stuff, having your name known.
Right. Like, once you get into it, after you set your sights on like a high goal, and you start to get more details and more direction and
Good job, Ross.
Good job, Ross.
That's all I want to hear. Thank you.
Good Bob Ross.
Good Bob Ross.
I like Bob Ross.
Bob, he doesn't even own the rights to his own name. Did you watch that
It's 'cause he's
documentary? Yeah, it's insane.
Hard to own shit when you're dead.
Well, and that's the thing though, is like he's got his kid, his family. You know,
He doesn't know his kid either.
No, well, and he's got like 50 of them out there. Well, that was kind of one of the things that came out of the special too. Is like he was fucking everybody. Like that's what everybody was doing at that time.
Bob Ross was a
Yeah.
player.
Yeah,
He
he was a swinger
big
and
fuck
shit.
fest.
Like that's what it kind of. Yeah, I'm trying to think what the hell the name of it was, but yeah, we don't need to go into that. But yeah, it's out there.
When you
Google
look
it.
at that afro, and you just kind of know he was a sex.
Yeah,
machine.
right. I heard he didn't even like that towards the end. Like he hated doing it. That was a
We're
perm.
just gonna put a hard little cock right.
Right there. That's a routine I thought about doing too. Is Bob Ross dirty talk? Well, so like as he's having sex, just slap the living devil out of it. Just it's something that never came into fruition, but it was an idea I always had that I thought would be fun.
I guarantee you, I'm gonna hear that in my head when I'm trying to go to sleep at 2 a.m.
You should definitely not hear Ross's voice. In your
Yeah.
head, especially when you're trying to do stuff.
I hope it does every time you're trying to do things.
You're gonna hear wow.
wow.
Hey Ross, what are you drinking?
I am drinking Bare Bones Brewery's Amber. It's just called Amber.
Where's Bare Bones?
Bare Bones is actually in Oshkosh, and they also have a distillery in Menasha, downtown Menasha on Main Street.
I have trouble keeping them all straight.
Yeah, no, and there's so many. That's what's cool though, is there's so many microbrews that are popping up and doing well. Bare Bones
Yeah, it
is
is
one that
nice to see like local business owners doing well.
Yeah, thriving and stuff. Instead of having like, I don't know. I think there was a lot that struggled during the shutdown for COVID, but breweries were not one of them because they kept releasing their shit and just
a lot of drive-through.
Yeah,
stuff.
a lot of
That was
drive-through
cool.
and because I
It's
know
interesting
Lions
to see
Tail
like
did
the
that
amount
too.
of people who are like devout about like microbrews. And,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. There's some definitely faithfuls that like stand in long lines and
To wait at them, and that's you see that with the Lion's Tail. Actually,
it's-
I've driven by there when they've had lines around the building. This amber actually, it's a 5.5% alcohol by volume, and 26 IBUs.
what is that?
I have no idea.
You're gonna be thorough. You
I have
might as well
no
be
idea
thorough.
what IBU stands for. Does anybody here know what IBU stands for? This is how fancy we are here.
Unicorn.
International beer units.
International beer units. There we go.
Oh yeah,
I'll go with that.
yeah. That makes
That
sense.
makes a lot of sense.
No, it's
They use that in Canada,
it's
right?
international.
It's
I think the
international.
Germans came up with it.
International.
So what's your thought on it,
bitterness.
Ross? Any opinion, or you just
It's got like a very very smooth malty taste to it.
It's hold on. You guys were close. It's International Bitterness Units.
International bitterness units.
Yeah.
Okay, because it is a
it
bitter.
doesn't? It's a little bit
It's
bitter.
bitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
I
little
would
bit dry
definitely-
for my style. I'll drink it.
Of
but
course, there's a scale for that.
Yeah.
there's probably an app for it too. Honestly,
Beer nerds. Beer
There is
nerds
an
are
app
really
for it.
in,
I was part
into
of that
their
app.
beer.
I'm trying to think
though.
what it was.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Like I said, they're devout.
they are. I worked at Emprise for a little while and watched Craig and Anna. Well, not so much Anna, but Craig's just, he'll tell you that, you know, the first thing, he's a big beer nerd. And then he'll sit and talk about beer for 2 hours.
Yeah, he'll talk your ear off about it, but he knows his shit. Yeah, I like
I don't know. I don't even think I could talk about the beer I like for 2 minutes.
yeah, right.
Like, yeah, it's PBR.
It tastes
I'm very
There it is.
That's why when I was working there and people would come in and they're like, you know, so tell me about your Dogtown Ale. And I'm like,
Beer.
I drink Pabst.
Try
It tastes like
Pabst, I'll tell you
Pabst.
that.
It's stronger than Pabst.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, there's some stuff you can compare it to, but sometimes you have stuff that's just not like anything else. I like these milkshake IPAs that are becoming pretty popular right now. They seem to be, I don't know. I see them popping up more. I see a lot more places trying them. It was a juicy IPA for a while.
It seems like the trend, right? Like
it's
was
a certain type of
IPAs
IPA
for a while, and then like now it's like it's kind of like culinary, like culinary trends, I guess, restaurant trends, stuff like that.
Yep.
It changes.
Sours for a while. People were really going for sours.
Ciders,
I hate sours. I don't know. There's something about them. They never taste right. Like there's so many other types of IPAs I enjoy, and
I think the thing that I don't like about it is that there's 1,000 options.
Yeah.
Like who wants to
really
go to a
tedious.
restaurant and look at a 7-page menu
of beer?
Well, of anything.
I mean,
and then when you narrow it to just beer, like, can I just get a PBR?
As long as there's descriptions in the menu of what it's going to taste like or something about it that's going to like draw you in. But if it's just a list of them, like,
when you're going to like a microbrew, though, you're expecting that.
Yeah.
But like, they have these like tap houses and stuff now. Like even just restaurants are trying to like jump on that whole train. And like you say, they'll have like a whole list of stuff, but it's all just in a cooler and back. Like there's places that actually have it all on tap and stuff. I was at I've done a few comedy shows at tap rooms now, and it's fun to do. They're
what makes it a tap room?
They serve all sorts of different types of beer from every
So
they're all microbrews, but like they have it tapped. So the microbrews are sending their kegs to this one place. Right. So like Green's Poorhouse, that's a tap house. They have a bunch of like.
So they have like more than 6 taps there.
Like, yes, exactly, and it's like it's like a taste. You can taste a bunch of different breweries' beers there.
So then, what makes something else a brew pub?
Good question. I have no idea.
All right. Figured I'd throw it out there.
Yeah. No, I don't.
Being classier than Ross.
I would say like classier than.
Well, he's got a mullet, so anybody is.
Yeah.
Really...
It doesn't take much to outclass this guy.
Are you wearing a Raiders jersey on top of it?
Yes, but it's got my name on it though.
Oh.
It was what the hell was his name now?
Ross?
No, but Andrew Huff. I'm trying to think what it was. But he played for the Raiders.
Oh, cool.
Some listener would be like, it wasn't him.
That was a good story, right?
Yeah. Well, because it was the same last name, my dad.
We haven't been on for a while, so I guess you're just getting some of those bangers.
Some of those, just rants out of the way. You pointed it out.
Yeah, I did point a lot of shit out. Maybe too much. Anyway, so should we introduce the other voices in the background?
I think so. I think people know who I am and you are.
And the other one's just me, but I'm like covering my mouth and changing my voice.
Yeah.
Yep. Other Tommy.
And then the other one is just Ross, and he's peeking through a sock.
Yep.
Yeah. It's weird.
That's all we're doing. It's us and us.
We couldn't actually get anybody to come on the show, so
we're just interviewing ourselves.
Well, we're interviewing other people.
But as ourselves. Being the other people.
You just told everybody a secret.
Okay.
All right, tell them who they are. Who we got? We should introduce this guy over here, too.
We should introduce our new sound expert.
It's his first run with us. Our sound engineer.
Travis Kwiatkowski.
That's me.
That's the guy over there. Behind the magical knobs.
He's the one taking out all the heavy breathing.
Yep.
The mouth breathing.
Yeah, which I'm doing a lot of.
The illicit lighter flicks and pipe tobacco inhalants.
Yep. That local CBD.
Yep, I'm Travis.
And then who's the other fella? Dean.
Hey.
We got Dean here. Dean, what's your last name?
Plautz.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I was close.
It's like Schultz with a P. Yeah.
All right. So what do you like to do, Dean?
Art.
Art. Nice. Well, welcome to the show. Now, Dean's he's a collector of a lot of cool retro stuff. He also makes I don't know, what would you call what you do?
Lowbrow shit.
Scaled models. I'd say, but like from scratch, scaled models.
Yeah, replica stuff.
Okay.
A lot of drawing throughout the years.
But the models that you make.
Yeah, and the sculptures that you guys dig, they look like little replicas of service stations
Yeah. Okay.
from, Americana.
All right. Cool.
The mood changed in here. I feel like Barry White should be playing in the background. We all should be talking
A little bit deeper. Just a little bit deeper to each other. A little bit deeper. So that we... All right. So, Dean, welcome to the Love Hour with Tommy and Ross.
Dean, as someone who deals with like a lot of mechanical stuff, it's cool to see like even like the drill press and stuff that you have in these little shops.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of detail that you put into them.
Yeah, that's, in a way that seems like prison art.
Yeah,
Like you just got too much time.
Too much time on your hands.
And got this pile of toothpicks here and
yeah.
a couple of matchsticks and a screw. So I'm going to build this.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, and it looks like a drill press. Like when you're done with it, it's pretty cool. Like it's there's a lot of intricate details to these you call them sculptures.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, and because you're using a lot of stuff from scratch or using like things around the house, like toothpicks and
just
stuff like
shit you
that.
find laying
Yeah,
around.
yep. Well, that's really cool.
rubber
Repurposing
bands
stuff
or-
like that.
Cartridge casings.
Yeah.
You name it.
I mean, even the like bowling pin that you had that you made the F-bomb with. Like
yeah.
it's just to have that mind frame of looking at something and being like,
Right.
hey,
Being able to see something else.
there's something there. Like, and
Yeah.
I want to bring that out of this, even though it's a bowling pin. Anybody would look at this and be like, oh, fuck, it's a bowling pin. You're like, it's going to become an F-bomb. Like, that's what it's going to be. And
Yeah, right.
you put yourself to it and you did it. You know what I mean? And,
I think that's kind of what the basics of art are.
Yeah.
Just having like a vision in your head. Tommy and I talked a little about this afternoon. Having some kind of vision in your head and being like, okay, I'm the only one that has this vision of this physical thing, and I'm going to use this medium to create this thing in the physical realm.
to get it as close
as I can to the vision in my head.
Yeah.
And I don't know about other people, but usually for me, my shit never quite matches up to the vision in my head.
you're always kind of compromising with yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if like Da Vinci was there going,
good enough.
This is pretty good, but
I wish it
Could
would
be
have
better.
Wish they would have painted her smiling more.
I guess it's okay.
People are going to comment. They're going to say something. You're
You
gonna
can
notice
be
it.
your own worst critic.
That's exactly what it is, though. You're your biggest critic.
But
And it's a lot of people can look at it. And it's funny because you think, too, like, when, especially coming from the Midwest, you have the Midwest nice. You know what I mean? You hear about that. People are too nice to each other. They don't know how to say.
fuck you, man.
You know, that's why I'm not. I'm
fuck
just saying
you
like
too.
this. Fuck you. So anyway,
fuck us all.
right? So like, what I noticed though is like with me, I right away assume people are just being nice. Like they're just saying, "Oh, that was funny," because they're being nice. Like they
Yeah.
don't really actually think it's funny. They just
Which
trying
is
to
kind of a
act
bummer
like-
for the people that are being genuine because
Yeah.
it lessens their
Yep.
words, you know.
You know, and it's nice to have people who can actually like, and it hurt, like whenever someone's critical about your work, which I'm sure you've had, like where someone comes in, you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, who the fuck are you?"
Yeah.
But in the same breath, it's like, okay, it makes you want to be better. Like it just makes
Yeah,
you.
it definitely lights a fire under your ass.
Yep. And it's good. Like, I feel like there's definitely people, like, in my realm of what I do that kind of push me forward with it. And it's always good to have something like that.
Yeah, you gotta get challenged, right?
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
sure.
you're always.
So we're going to tell you how
challenging
shitty your
yourself.
work is from now on to really push you.
Experimenting with something different to see if what results those get you.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing. There's so many different, like, outlets that you can use. And I noticed that you kind of utilize all sorts of different outlets to kind of,
Yeah.
use
Yeah.
your artistic skills.
Definitely. I mean, so when you're creating these these sculptures, where do you start? Like, what do you start with?
Well, you got to have a concept, an idea. You're like, okay, I'm gonna make a barrel pump from 1940.
And so that
and then I
determines
go-
like your era.
Yeah, then I go Google, okay, and get pictures of whatever I want to make.
Yeah.
And pretty much you just it's a lot like drawing in that you break it down into basic shapes.
Okay.
Like an air compressor is basically a tall cylinder. Then you always get some sort of flat thing on top with the motor sitting on that. The motor itself is usually some sort of cylinder. So you find a couple of wooden dowels that are different sizes and, just go from there. And then a lot of it is luck. Like you're walking along and you look down and, what's this? Oh, shit, this piece of wire looks exactly like a whatever. Well, now I got to build a whatever around this piece of wire. So
Sure, I got you.
suddenly it's a, milk
So that's
crate
cool.
or
That's cool
something-
because it's kind of
something
like it's kind of like a go with the flow approach, right? Like,
yeah, it's
if
like,
something's supposed to be included in it, it'll like find its way in it.
or organically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part of it is just the details too, you gotta, what do you expect to see? Okay. If you're looking at a, like Texaco from 1941, just before World War II or that era, what do you expect to see? You're going to need to see, whether there'll be a gas pump, there'll be an air pump, there'll be, a toolbox, there'll be this and that.
Sure.
And your mind just, you kind of let it go from there. And next thing you know, you wind up with, a first aid kit splattered with dry blood.
Yeah, right.
Because
Right. And it
the
really,
details kind of come to themselves.
and then on that scale to see those kind of details, I think that's one thing that really makes them stand out as cool as they are.
Yeah.
It just adds a little visual interest to it.
Yeah, right.
When you find yourself lost in the piece, like because there is so many like intricate details
Yeah.
that are so small and so like there's so many of
There's
them.
definitely
like,
so many things to explore.
So you're sitting there like finding yourself like looking at it, like the amount of time I'm sure to do every little thing like that. You don't think about it until you really like start diving into the piece too. You're like, wow, this took some like intricate work that
Thanks,
you know,
COVID.
How long?
Yeah, right.
How long would you say it takes on average to create one of those,
Oh, man.
or at least like to get it from idea to a point where you're like, yeah, I think that about wraps it up.
Well, the shop that's sitting on the desk there, that one's pretty much done. And that's been, I think, a year.
But there's a few months where you didn't. It didn't.
Yeah, I did.
It sat
During the
dormant,
summer,
right?
during the summer, a lot of stuff just
Yeah,
don't
sure,
really
right.
touch anything.
Yeah, I think that happens
And
pretty
then,
commonly.
like with art too, with drawing, I haven't picked up a pencil now for almost a year.
Do you miss it when we talk about it?
It got me thinking about it. Actually, I was looking at some of those drawings we had out earlier.
Yeah, right. You look back at some of the stuff you did, and you're
I mean, drawing for me is actually the easiest art because you just basically sit on your butt and it doesn't take a lot of physical effort, and
how
I
long
don't have to like cut little pieces of wood.
have you
that are
always
getting
been like a
harder to
really
see.
good at drawing,
Uh
or did you take? Did it
No,
take like
I-
practice and
no, I'm
focus?
still kind of waiting to get really good. At it. One of these days, man.
Pictures of all of his stuff is available too online. So if you,
It was always something I did.
yeah,
Just check out our homepage. We'll have pictures from the interview and everything.
what would you say is your favorite medium? Would you say is making the sculptures, or because like you do a lot of model cars?
Yeah, I think right now those are because I've been doing them the last couple years, and
Sure.
it's kind of new to me. Whereas drawing and
Right. I
and
get you.
cars and painting stuff, that's all kind of been going on my whole life.
Yeah. Right on. That's awesome.
Just like and it all goes back. I think in addition to the artistic bent I already had, I think a lot of it goes back to working in Dad's body shop, and Dad was into shiny paint and making things look cool and sparkly and nice, and that's kind of where I got into like the whole automotive thing.
Yeah.
too,
Right.
so,
Kind of develop your style
yeah.
of collecting like specific I guess I don't know how to say specific
like-
random things. Specifically random.
Just old shit. It's old
Yeah, but
shit.
it's very era and specific though. Stuff you'd find in the
A lot of
garage.
mid-century
I would say
stuff.
definitely retro collectible.
Yeah.
I love the Frank Sinatra type Rat Pack era.
Yeah.
But then you got you got the car, and then you got some cool bicycles, and like all the cool old signage and stuff like that, which is, it's all representative of like the good old days, like of an America that is
Yeah, a
no
lot of
longer.
Americana type stuff.
So your dad raced and stuff, you said too?
Yeah.
And that you have models, I know we got to see, and we have pictures of those that we'll have up on the website. The models of cars that your dad had actually raced and stuff with pictures of it. So is that something like a large part of your youth, it sounds like, really being around that stuff and kind of influenced your...
He actually sold the race cars by the time I was getting to be about 8 or 10.
Okay.
And then he drove truck. And so spent my Saturdays with a grease gun crawling underneath a Peterbilt. God, I hate grease and
all
shit.
the...
to this day.
Yeah. All the different joints and stuff under there.
And eventually he got rid of the trucks and just... He was always into painting cars and fixing up. He was a greaser,
No, that's cool. That definitely, that's what I do. For a living, I'm a millwright, so I do a lot of crawling around and greasing stuff up, and it's not fun. It is what it is. It's a good living, actually. I don't mind it that much, but like at the end of the day, there is times I'm glad that I have a work uniform because I am covered in grease.
I just wrestle pigs.
That's what.
So I'm usually greasy too by the end of the workday. But
greasy pig.
Yeah, those pigs.
hey, man, you got to pay the bills.
Yep, everyone does it somehow. Thing is Tommy hears the screams before he goes to sleep. Never really leaves your head.
The screams of what?
The pigs.
Oh, they don't scream.
Oh,
Have the pigs stopped
They're
screaming,
silent
Clarice?
but yeah.
Where do you think? I mean, so you think that a lot of your artistic appreciation came from your dad, and being in that environment, and like his attention to certain details.
Yeah, I think a lot of that came from him. Mom, she was a mom. She didn't really have artistic outlets. She painted like Christmas houses and stuff.
Okay.
Actually, after Dad passed away, she got into, before he passed away, but she got into quilting, and once he was gone, she kind of had time to do that on her own.
Sure.
And ended up making like quilts that are, dude, they're appraised at like $8,000-$10,000 for this quilt. I mean, yeah, that's a whole another art form. Maybe you should get some quilters on.
We actually had a quilter on. That's what's so funny.
She was a textile
shit.
artist. She wasn't
Yeah.
limited to just
No, but
quilts.
she actually.
And it sounds,
we had to
But
hear
she
some
was part of the
background.
quilting society.
it sounds kind of funny because we all think of quilting,
Yeah,
we think
old
of grandma,
ladies
but
and-
man,
yeah.
they make some
Yeah.
amazing shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah, it was definitely interesting to hear her tell of like the drama within the quilting society.
Yeah.
But the amount of effort and time and
Skyping each other's material.
Yeah. Well, I just I don't know. I think it was animosity between some of the older crew with the new people that came in.
Fucking flatten the tires on Nana's sewing
a
machine.
little bit of jealousy and such.
Yeah.
Well, when somebody
bitches
gets
want to rumble.
when somebody gets a hot new pattern and it's a limited run, like
You can't-
you're gonna have jealousy right off the bat.
Exactly.
Oh, dude, do you know there's a quilting term for an amount of material? It's called a fat quarter. Because my mom was talking about this fat quarter she picked up. I'm like, what?
Fat quarter.
Yeah, my mom parties.
Not even kidding. There's a fat quarter.
Well, at least you went to the right guy.
Yeah.
Nobody wants a skinny quarter.
Nope. It's funny how your ears perk up to certain
Mom,
things
that
like that.
doesn't
You're like,
mean
wait,
what you
what?
think that means.
That was funny. So you've been around for a while, and like
Yeah, I'm getting old.
you've explored some pretty cool stuff through your journey growing up, right? Like you've definitely shared with me some really cool stories of some bands you've seen in some pretty iconic places and whatnot. You want to talk about any of those?
Sure, I guess.
What's your favorite one?
The coolest one was seeing the Dead.
Oh,
I saw the Dead the last time they played Alpine Valley.
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
I want to say it was '89. They played 3 days in a row.
I'm
sure some listener will be like, "No, it was whatever."
Yeah. I got some Jerry Garcia shoes actually. I just picked up like limited print or whatever. And it was funny. I get them and my girlfriend's like, "Those look like old man shoes," and now I can't unsee that they look like old man shoes.
Do they look orthotic?
Jerry would be proud.
Look at that guy's posture. Outstanding.
You don't think Jerry was wearing orthopedic shoes? Come on. But no, it's funny. I wasn't even really into the Dead. I had a buddy that was a huge Deadhead. And it was a Friday night. They played for a couple days. And I was sitting there at the apartment, and he came over, and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to Alpine Valley to blah, blah, blah. The Dead are playing." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, you got tickets?" And he's like, "No, I'm going to buy some love beads and some, patchouli and I don't know, whatever the fucking Deadheads are into."
Yeah.
Acid. So we took a ride. He's like, "You want to go for a ride?" I'm like, "Yeah, there's nothing happening here." So we got some beer and drove down there. And on the on-ramp or off-ramp, as we're sitting there, somebody came up and scalped us some tickets. And he's like, "You want to go in?" I'm like, "Well, sure. What the fuck?" Again,
and nowadays they're going.
I'm just
tickets
going
are going
for the
like a couple $100.
Yeah, I was just going for the ride, and whatever. I mean, I was into the Dead as much as anybody who smoked weed in the 80s.
Yeah, sure.
But like I said, this dude was a complete, Jesus shoes and a tie-dye. So we went in, and man, I can't really talk anymore about that. But that was one experience I'll never remember.
Yeah, I may have one or two of those.
Honestly, we can flash forward to the end. I woke up the next morning in an ice cold tub full of water, fully dressed, wearing knee-high moccasins.
Oh my god!
And my roommate is standing there taking a leak in the toilet. He's like, "Hey, I had a good time, man."
That's how it should end.
Yeah.
You gotta feel like you earned it at the end,
Oh, yeah, it was something.
So one of my favorite stories that you've told me is like your graduation night story.
Oh yeah, I graduated in '87, and I don't know what album it was. Floyd had just released an album, and they were doing a tour. I want to say
the cut.
Momentary Lapse of
Yeah,
Reason.
yeah, that's what it was. Yep.
And so had my graduation ceremony. Went to fancy Italian place with Mom, Dad, and Grandma, and my brother, and all that. And then afterwards, we went and got in line behind. It wasn't Mainstream Records. I think it was Peaches or something.
In Milwaukee?
Yeah, down in Milwaukee, and hung out all night in an alley to get Pink Floyd tickets.
Hell yeah.
That was my graduation night. Partied with a bunch of dudes in an alley.
That sounds awesome.
Slept on a pizza box.
Man, times are a bit different now, huh?
Oh yeah, totally different.
That was a good time.
So you were talking about Alpine Valley before. The one thing I love about that place is just how just the layout of it. It naturally is set up for music there.
Like a bowl.
Yeah. And that, I really think that there's been so many, decent concerts that have happened there that I wish I would have gone and seen. And now looking back at it, it's like, oh, shit, But that's definitely what's nice now is, I think a lot of people are getting really appreciative of music being back out there again. and you're seeing a lot more people. Like these concerts have like record amount of people that have been going now.
Yeah, dude, the pictures from Lollapalooza this year was insane.
Yeah, yep.
It was like 600,000 people in one spot in Chicago.
But does Lollapalooza have a big hill for drunk chicks to slide down in the mud?
I don't know. I'm
That's
not
just
sure.
Alpine Valley right
Yeah,
there.
I was fortunate enough to come back when I was moved away from here. I came back and saw Rage Against the Machine at Alpine Valley.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
And it had rained like all day, so it was like by the time they played the encore, it was just madness. Like nobody was able to stand up anymore. Everybody's just snowballing into each other and making just this huge muddy mess.
Big ball of muddy rage.
Everybody's cars were getting stuck afterwards.
That's what happened at that Dead show.
It was cool. Like it was cool to see like the sense of community. You know, like,
everyone
people
helping
jump
each other
out, helping
out.
each
Yeah,
other,
yep.
and having fun doing it. You
Yep,
know,
exactly.
Like yeah, you're covered in mud, but
Yeah.
20,000 people are stuck in a cornfield because this dude's Oldsmobile is axle deep in the mud. One dude.
But that's the only time I've ever been to Alpine Valley.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I saw. I got to see Pearl Jam there.
that would be cool.
Yeah, that was a fun show. That's the only show I've been there. And that's the thing is like I love when I went there, and there's been so many times I saw that shows were going to be there, and that's what I'm saying. Like I'm definitely going to check out Alpine Valley more. I don't know what they have really going on lately. If there's, I haven't seen anything
I don't know.
advertised
Last
for
time I
that.
heard that it was up for sale.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know what happened last year. I don't know if they've had music return.
Well, I haven't seen anything advertised for there, so I don't know.
Well, see, for
But
me,
we got someone looking it up right now.
for me growing up down in Milwaukee, Alpine Valley was the place.
Right? Yeah, it wasn't too far. Huh?
And it wasn't that far away. Whereas up here, it seems like it's a little farther away, and I don't know. It doesn't seem like since I've been up here, I've heard too much
Yeah.
advertised. But
I mean, it kind of looks like they are still doing shows.
Yep, I was going to say your show schedule and venue information right here.
Yeah, I got Rage Against the Machine coming up in
Oh.
July. And
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
we could go
2022.
relive Tommy's youth, man.
There we go. That would be fun.
Get,
That's
I'm
definitely.
too old for that.
get
But that's
muddy.
it. Those are the only two events that are planned. Is
What
that
was the other one?
and
This 2022
Season tickets,
and I click
which
on
they
that.
don't have anything there.
So they're
VIP
like trying to
parking,
book
private entrance, exclusive VIP club access, and
Yeah,
prime
so far-
locations and seats. So that it's just like the VIP ticket. I
Yeah.
think, basically.
Exclusive VIP club access.
for the one show that's coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, Rage is pretty cool though.
Yeah, I
That'd be
mean,
neat to
and
see.
like they pull in. One thing about Rage is I know when they were going back out there for a tour, like their tickets were like phenomenal. Like it was insane the amount they were.
Yeah, I
going
think
for.
they were. Well, they were.
Yeah, fuck the man, right?
Yeah, and there was a lot of that was said. You know,
I think they were putting part of that money towards a
Towards stuff.
charitable thing. Too.
Yeah.
I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure that's what.
Yeah. And I don't really think that those guys, I don't know. That's one thing that I know that lead singer, he was very adamant on that he wanted,
Yeah.
you know, the band to go a certain direction with things.
Oh yeah, I don't want all the Rage Against the Machine fans hating on me now.
That's what,
What, like all the new politicians?
yeah.
And shit?
That's what, but I really think that they're a band that has held up, definitely. I mean, you can still listen to some. My dad, I remember, used to always say, they just repeat the same thing over and over again. And after I listened to it, I'm like, he's right. But if you say the right thing, you can repeat it over and over again and just have that energy.
No, I
behind
won't
it.
do what you tell me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, when you're clear and direct, you don't have to use so many words.
exactly.
Repeat 48 times.
Yeah. So, what got you started in art? Like, what made you really like look at
Detention hall.
detention hall? So, like, you were in detention hall quite a bit as a student.
Yeah.
I was
For
the same
what?
way.
What did they get you for a lot?
Boy, I don't remember. That was a
Drawing
long time
penis
ago.
pictures. Like any good artist.
Smoking cigarettes in the bathroom.
Yeah. Smoking in the boys' room.
Not really. I didn't smoke till high school. I didn't realize how uncool I was till I got to high school and saw all the cool
Realize
kids.
all the cool kids, yeah. Like, look at these guys. They're way cooler than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because I look back to high school. You know, everyone's always like, "Oh, high school." I actually had a pretty good high school. When I transferred to Menasha my junior and senior year, I had to hang out with the band kids, but I wasn't in band, and so that was always nice. Artistic kids, though, that I got to be around that really influenced me and some of the things that I decided to kind of do later on in life here even. But do you have anything like that you found you pull your artistic influence from?
A lot of, like I said before, more lowbrow art. Big Daddy.
Yeah,
I was a big
we
fan
talk
of
about
Big
some
Daddy
of the
Roth and
counterculture art.
cartoons were still pretty big, and
David Wool.
Comic book for cars, cartoons for people who don't know.
And there's a whole, like, I don't even know what you would call it, what genre of art.
Oh yeah, we were talking about the underground art scene from Haight-Ashbury and Robert Crumb and all those.
Right, and then you get like the biker, like, you know,
that was very
biker culture and
very counterculture. There was some weird shit in those books.
But like legitimate art forms, you know, there's legitimate like thought and creativity and effort put into these things.
At that time, it was also getting different ideas out.
Yeah.
And that, I think, was very groundbreaking, using something like art more to promote ideas to the masses, you know?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like, when you think of like biker culture, you don't think like, oh yeah, I saw this cool painting represented.
Yeah, right.
You know,
you do think of things like Easy Rider, though, and I would consider that art.
Right, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
there's
other
elements
things
to it, you know. But and then I guess before like having this conversation recently, I guess I always knew it existed, but I didn't pay much attention. I didn't look at it the same way, and so now to like look at it and think about that, like, it's like it's cool that somebody, you know, made a name and a living and their own style out of that, you know.
Well, you look at even like Hunter S. Thompson, like what he did,
right?
How he just like injected himself into like a biker gang and then wrote about his experiences and just knew that was the place to find good drugs. Like it's like, I'm gonna hang out with these Hells Angels and freaking
Have you ever read that book?
No.
You
should, man.
It's pretty wild. I had it. I don't know if I still have it. I'll take a look. If I do, you can borrow it. It's all right. It's worth the read.
Dude, anything by Hunter S. Thompson. That guy was just...
I'm not sure I remember how to turn a page.
I'll come over and read. I can read it to you.
Can I just scroll my finger down the book?
Travis and I'll sit down here one night and I'll just read the book and record it, and then you can listen.
Oh, that would be awesome.
We can do that. We can start reading books.
Yeah, audio
absolutely.
There's a new endeavor we can
call it rereading. Is that socially acceptable?
I don't know. I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I don't care.
I feel like a few people would be like, normally I'd be offended, but that's clever and pretty funny, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot.
That's the thing. If you can, it's not I don't see it as a punching down thing. It's so clever. There's no fucking way.
It's not an insult.
No. Yeah, I think.
And I'd be like,
yeah.
Where was I?
Yeah, right. Like, wait. Oh shit. I should probably not
sounding out words. Catastrophe.
The
boy walked to the catastrophe.
I wonder if they've ever had that when they've like actually had someone reading like one of those. They're recording like Leonard Nimoy is nailing it until he gets to a word he just doesn't know how to pronounce.
He instantly turns into a third grader.
I don't know. Maybe just stick to Pete the Cat.
That's what.
Okay.
Yeah, Pete the Cat's a good one.
Not a lot of big words.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
Who the fuck took my muffins?
I used to know.
Motherfucker.
In a People House, I could probably do that by heart. That was one my daughter really liked, reading to her and stuff. But I remember later on in life, I actually just knowing that one by heart. It's yeah. You guys are all looking at me like I should just do it now.
You definitely
Do
should.
it. Wow.
Why? Come on.
I sat back on 3 occasions tonight. Let you give a little run. Don't read me a book. I'm going to read you a
That's
book.
why it's a children's book. It's so beautiful. All right. Anyways, In a People House, you should check it out. It's by Theo Lesage, who's actually Dr. Seuss. That was just his like early writing name he did. He went by a couple different names, but Theo Lesage was one of them.
What's his real name?
I don't remember what
Theodore
it's
Geisel.
actually.
Guy that
It's
can
actually
look that
like
up for us,
close
or
to
no?
Theo
I think it's
Lesage.
Theodore Geisel.
Yeah, it's like like it's he only doctored his name a little bit for Theo Lesage. I know.
You should look up Dr. Seuss and all aliases.
Yeah,
Or would it be alii?
Alii.
And then we'll just be quiet
Can
and
you
wait.
still look him up, or did they
That's
cancel him because he drew a Chinese guy?
Yeah, that was some.
Yeah, like Walt Disney wasn't worse than that.
Oh, dude, and the thing is, like, but I like the way Disney
He
handles
was
it.
drawing little
So, like,
12-year-old.
Disney doesn't
girls.
remove the content. Disney keeps the content in its entirety and gives you a warning at the beginning. Hey, we were kind of stupid back at this time. We didn't know that this was racist.
Hey, we were cutely
obviously
ignorant.
realize, yeah, like we realize it's bad now, and like, but we don't want to like take away from that. So movies like Dumbo, where they had like the crows, and like, and I loved the crows. Growing up as a kid, I thought that was like one of the coolest things. And I don't think it's like, looking back at it, I can see where it seems, you know what I mean, like highly.
Dude, do you remember watching Fantasia when you were a kid?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. That shit fucked me up when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? But then after I found acid, it really
Then it
changed
made
the whole
total
dynamic.
sense.
And now I really appreciate it for all it's
Yeah.
worth.
Fantasia is pretty good. Then they did Fantasia 2000. That was when it it wasn't as good, but like the original Fantasia,
The book was better.
the book was better.
I think Fantasia gave me a fetish for very large women in tutus
That's
doing ballet.
ooh,
It got me hooked on brooms,
that's
but only if we can dance.
dancing circles around you. Yeah, there
Hey,
was.
why do you guys want to hand me one of those dishes?
That's
Buckets of water.
Okay, so Dr. Seuss, right? His real name is Theodore Seuss Geisel.
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 So his middle name is Seuss?
Yeah, his middle name is Seuss.
Huh.
And he used several pen names, including Theo Lesage,
Theo Lesage.
Theo Lesage.
Yeah, that's the
French.
one. That's
Because
yeah.
it's a soft G.
That was the one that he wrote under for In a People House.
Which
Theo
is his
Lesage.
last name spelled backwards.
Yeah. Oh, is it really?
Yep.
Oh.
What was his last name?
His last name is Geisel.
Oh, okay, all right.
So
Oh.
It sounds better backwards.
Yeah, it
absolutely.
sounds. I always pronounce it French because it sounds French. The sage, you know what I mean? Like maybe it's not pronounced that way. I just assumed it was because it looks very French.
yeah.
You're so worldly, Ross.
I know.
So his other pen name, Rosetta Stone, apparently.
Rosetta Stone. I've seen that out there.
And then Theophrastus Seuss. Theophrastus Seuss. Theoprastus. Seuss.
Seuss.
Theophrastus. Frestus.
Was he actually a doctor?
That's just a bunch of letters.
and of course, Dr. Seuss, and that's Seuss. And then there's this other thing I found here that's like his nickname was the Kaiser.
The Kaiser.
The Kaiser, I guess. Yeah.
What is it? What is
That's
it?
Never heard that in my life.
Let's figure out what a Kaiser is.
Kaiser.
Yeah, we gotta figure out if it's cool
Like,
nickname or
leader
not.
of Germany.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's German. I know
Yeah, that
that.
does sound like okay.
Kaiser.
Yeah, it was like
you guys.
the,
It's a
Dr.
roll.
Seuss and Nazi
president.
I was gonna say it's like a yeah.
It's a roll.
No, that's not a Kaiser. That's a
Yeah, it's a Kaiser roll.
Kaiser roll. Okay, you're right.
Weird. I know.
German for Middle High German Kaiser Emperor, from the Latin imperial title Caesar.
So those must have been the roles.
So he was
liked.
just a bossy asshole to work for, so they nicknamed him that.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Was he actually a doctor?
That's another great question.
Yeah, so they pay me the big bucks to sit.
I
here.
don't think he would have been a real doctor, but who knows?
Why? Because Dr. Dre isn't?
No, Dr. Dre is not a real doctor.
He graduated.
Dr. Dre's not?
He is a real doctor.
Is he really?
He got his PhD in philosophy, actually.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
So he could be actually Dr. Dre. That's smart.
Yeah.
It's Professor Dre.
Professor
Professor Dre.
Professor Dre.
I remember when.
So are you Googling doctors that aren't actually doctors? Are you searching?
I know. It's Dr. Oz.
Undoctors?
Dr. Oz. I've listened to a lot of his advice. Is he a real doctor?
It says doctors that aren't really doctors. Every doctor on TV.
I'm not a doctor,
Well, this
but
is
I
the-
play one on TV.
He was not a doctor. Or he was, instead of...
They lied to us.
Probably known as Dr. Seuss wasn't a real doctor. Instead, he used the horrific... Or honorific, horrific.
No, I feel like you're just making fun of me.
Honorific doctor. In order to appease his father, who expected him to study medicine.
So he just told his dad he was a doctor? His dad's like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. And he's like, well, I'm off
shit.
to do doctor things. And then he went and wrote wacky, goofy-ass books.
Yeah.
He wrote freestyle slam poetry.
I'm pretty sure he had like a mistress and shit too towards the end of his wife's life when she had cancer.
Is that why everybody hated him? Or
Yeah, there was a whole. Well, there was a
it the
lot
time,
of things.
Was it the time period correct drawings?
Yeah, that's what-
I know he drew some frowned upon pictures of Chinese people.
Yeah.
Thing is, how were Chinese people drawing us at the time?
we were.
Maybe.
They still like,
Does anybody question that? Hey, you
They've
drew
always
us
drawn us
looking
in a
all
bad
white.
light.
yeah, wide-eyed, like really big eyes,
Wide-eyed.
really big eyes.
Everybody's fat. Every white
Like-
person.
Yeah, just extremely fat.
This hurts
Americans.
because it's true.
Stupid
what-
look on their face.
Tired.
Eating a turkey leg. And an
Eating a
ear corn.
turkey leg, calling a lawyer on a cell phone.
Actually, there was a. I forget what the guy's name was, but the movie was Spirited Away, where two of the adults
I
actually
always
pigged
know his
out.
name. What's his name?
They pigged out and became actual pigs, but they were just eating and were fat. Like
Yeah.
Kaya Miyazaki?
Yeah, Miyazaki. That's
Yep.
correct. Yeah.
the most Americanized like anime you can watch.
Yeah, his
Hayao?
storylines and
Miyazaki. Hayao.
premises are really good.
Yeah, yep.
There's always a really
Underlying cool
an
thing
underlying
about
message.
it.
And
Yeah,
it's pretty clear unless you're an idiot
yeah.
what his message is, but it's cool because every piece of the film is representative. I know he won't watch it. He only.
It's-
Do you know here only watches Perry Mason?
Lately, I've been on a Mannix kick too.
Yeah,
And he just got really lazy because they go on
Dude
marathons,
gets
so he's
knocked
Meals
out
for
like
Wheels.
3 times an episode.
And Renegade. Dino's also into Renegade.
That was just on.
Yeah.
I thought you would appreciate.
We all
that
have
as a
guilty
biker,
pleasures,
so
you
I
know.
left it on. I'm like, oh, this looks like some.
And I was like, what the fuck is this? This is not Roadhouse. Turn this shit off.
What did I call it? The homo biker.
Dr.
So what
Seuss
next?
actually originally went by Soyce.
soy sauce.
Soyce. He changed
Soy
it
sauce.
to rhyme with rejoice.
Rejoice.
Seuss? Seuss? Rejoice? Seuss? I don't even see how.
No, Soyce.
Soyce.
Oh,
Rejoice.
Joyce.
Soyce is Joyce.
Soyce choice.
Soyce Joyce.
So we've been
Twice as
saying
nice.
it wrong
Twice as
all
nice.
these years.
Soyce choice.
So have we all been
spaghetti.
saying it wrong all these years?
I guess. I don't know. I really don't know.
Sounds like that little mouse in the cartoon from the 30s.
Noise.
Noise.
Soyce.
Soyce. So speaking of mom's spaghetti, I heard that thrown out there.
Yeah.
Did you hear that Eminem actually opened up like a mom's spaghetti?
Yeah, the first day he was there, like,
he was serving and stuff.
How cool would that
Yeah,
be?
like go and get mom's spaghetti from Eminem himself. You know what that line's
Do you
from?
think anybody
Gotta
like
wear
sat
a
down and was like,
sweater.
"Oh man, I got
Yeah.
I got sauce in my sweater already." Like somebody had to go in there and take advantage of all the ridiculous jokes they make, right?
He was actually there serving food
Yeah.
for like the first certain amount of customers.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Every picture I saw him in,
Not
though,
sure
he just
I
kind of
want
looked
food
like
from Eminem. What's he know?
emotionless.
He knows.
Well,
about
sounds like pretty-
rapping.
But he owns the copyright to Mom's
Yeah,
Spaghetti.
like
Yeah.
Mom's Spaghetti is now M&M's. Like that's
He's like, you know what? Fred's buddy is like, man, I gotta go home and get some of my mom's spaghetti. And he's like, I'm gonna make that a thing.
so like.
I'm gonna make that a whole ass brand.
So what I love is like the pictures of him, like when he's handing the shit out, he looks like just Eminem still,
Yeah.
like pissed the fuck off. Like, the guy, like, it's just
Mad
like,
that he's back working in fast food. It all comes full circle, right?
I hate my life.
He's like, man, I remember 20 years ago when I was like, man, I'm gonna own this bitch one day.
You're right, yeah.
Hi, welcome to Mom's Spaghetti. Can I take your order? Oh shit!
Hi, my name is Ralph.
Yeah, everyone. Hi, my name is Ralph.
So what else? What else we got?
Got the else.
This whole episode is gonna sound like I'm 5 feet away from my microphone because I've been talking like this the whole time.
Yeah, like leaning into it and stuff.
It's pretty clear.
Mine's it's amazing how clear. Like because when we listen to it,
But it's a
sounded
lot.
really good.
It's a lot cleaner like this though.
Yeah,
It's just not as like whatever. Anyway,
it's not as much. Oomph.
so Dino is pretty like new to like putting his art out there. It took me a good 6 months to convince him that it was even art. He just thought it was like doing things. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure
It's art,
you
man.
created
It's a
something.
thing.
And
Shit.
took a while to grease the wheels, but we're hoping that this is a good like starting point to launch his, ability to start showing people stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity to come over here and talk. I
Yeah,
figured
thanks for talking with
for
us.
you
and
guys, it
telling-
was like mailing it in. Who are we gonna have? I don't know. There's a dude like next door.
Done. Check it out.
Check it out.
On the next one.
And really, this was like I was saying before. This was kind of like us just sitting around talking, anyways.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
and that's right where I knew like we were going to have a pretty decent episode talking to you because just sitting in your garage and looking at your stuff, this guy's got an ashtray that flushes. Like,
For
this
real.
shit is cool as hell, man. Like you press the button and it just flushes the ashes down. Like I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I quit for like 5
Here he
months.
goes with that
here now.
elitist
Yeah,
holier than thou bullshit. Get over
better
yourself,
than us.
cross trainer.
So let me just talk a little bit
Ew,
about how
smells like
good I
cigarettes
am.
down here.
Go Pendleton. Pendleton. Whatever.
No, but it's just cool as how like all these old bikes and stuff to the F-bomb. We got pictures that'll be on the website of his stuff and
And to see things that
Definitely.
like were at one time like common, right? Like it was
Yeah.
common to smoke fucking everywhere,
yep.
and so there's ashtrays everywhere.
So that's what was popular, like to have like cool looking ashtrays. Where now it's frowned upon. The ashtray you see in every car is that cup ashtray that whoever the fucking invented
right.
that is probably like making out like a bandit.
Captain
And good for them. Good for them
Buzzkill's
for going
ashtray.
green.
Yeah.
It's a 99-cent switch.
Exactly. Like it's cheap. Like you say a 99-cent freaking cup holder, freaking ashtray.
Things just had a lot more style.
Yeah, they
And
did.
they were built differently, right? That's one thing
yeah.
I've noticed about a lot of stuff you have. Like
Well,
some of
it
the older
lasted.
toys and the older models and stuff, like the metal trucks.
Yeah.
How old would you say those ones on your wall are?
50s.
Early 50s, so like right after
50s and
World War II.
60s, yeah.
Yeah, like things were made out of different
I
materials.
mean, you could
They were made with the intention of lasting.
Yeah.
And you can see that, there's...
fuck
few.
your kid brother up if you smacked him with one of those trucks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Is
Yeah, no,
everything
it's cool to
nowadays
just
made
like,
of
it's cool
plastic.
to, you don't go everywhere and see that like blast from the past.
Yeah.
You don't see that often enough to like appreciate it.
Yeah.
And all that, that's, well, I'm older than you guys, but that's just picking up stuff here and there from years of just picking stuff up.
Sure.
Yeah. Collecting it.
Yeah.
And as a collector myself, I collect all sorts of random stuff. And it's funny how you say, like whatever kind of floats your fancy when you see it. Like, hey, I think that's cool as hell. I want that. I want to display it somewhere, or you know, do something with it, and you find yourself doing that. I think that in and of itself can be an art, or you can just be a hoarder that just like saves a bunch.
I got some of that.
Collects a bunch of stuff, but like you have a huge collection of coats in your
you know
basement.
exactly what you like. Everything means to you, and
you're not willing to show it to anybody.
No.
No, but like you were saying, I think some of that shit like that. There's a bike hanging on the wall from 1936. It's all
that thing's cool as hell.
It's still got weeds hanging through the spokes and stuff.
Yeah,
and but to me that's beautiful. That's art, man.
Yep.
I look at that and I think it's beautiful the way it is.
Well, they build stuff so cool back then.
Rusty patina car. Or
right, and even all the way up to your car and your camper combo.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention that.
Yeah, what year is that?
62. Ford Fairlane 500 and a Shasta.
What year is the Shasta? Same year?
They're both 62, yeah.
Nice.
Same, like painted, same color scheme and matching.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, it is cool. It's it's a really retro thing.
Yeah.
You know, that was a big marketing aspect of that stuff back when they first came out.
Yeah.
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 Old stuff.
So no, it's
So how do you know where to draw the line when you're like, maybe I shouldn't get this cool metal sign from 1956 because
usually if it costs more than
that's
$1
like
or
the
two.
first
this is free. I'll take it. Lay it on the side of the road or in a dumpster. Yeah, that'd look.
But
good.
that's cool. That's cool that things get a second chance of being appreciated for what
that's
they are.
true.
You know,
some estate sales, shit like that, and just.
Well, it's so cool. Like, and just the culture from that too. Like, I grew up like my grandpa bringing me to like thrift shops and estate sales,
appreciating
garage sales.
things after people have gotten their use out of them.
Collecting records. I remember my grandpa had a lot of records. That man has a huge record collection, and I remember helping him build it. And like, I mean, he was looking for stuff that, looking at it now, it's worth some money.
Yeah, right.
And like it, but it's cool as hell. He's got it, you know, and he knew what the hell he was looking for with some of the stuff. But I know a lot of it we would just like rummaging through junk.
Yeah,
but it was fun. You did find beauty and stuff. I got an old like mixer
or a couple. Yeah, you can find some gems. Right?
Yeah,
like,
just like this old. I remember hooking this mixer up to like a tape cassette, and like I could play music through it, but then also like go over like a radio.
Yeah, okay.
And like then put that on a cassette tape.
Exposure to
yeah, so like I remember doing that, and I thought that was so much fun. Just like next we have Blink-182's, you know, blah blah blah. And
little Rossi talking to an imaginary Tommy.
Yeah, yep. I was already preparing for this back then.
Well, actually, you guys knew each other back then.
I think
I was 18 when I met Ross.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was younger. I was still in high school yet, but I remember seeing your band jam out. I was in the skateboarding crowd.
Snot-nosed punk when I met him.
Yeah, I was going to shows that definitely they shaped a lot of me at that time too.
You contributed to his delinquency.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm trying to get into. That's what
here.
No, and there's, you know, I look back at some of that stuff too. That was such a cool scene, like going to even at Clovis Grove over there.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I don't know. It was definitely a good time. It was, I think, 7 years.
Yeah.
The longest I've been in anything. Hey, Dean, going back to your models and stuff, like when you decide like where you're going to start, I've noticed like the foundation of them all is you use a drawer, right? Like so far, that's what you've done.
A lot of them lately, yeah. I work at a school, and we recently, within the last couple of years, we got a lot of new teacher desks. So I had to get rid of a lot of old wooden desks, and man, I was trying to give the things away.
Yeah.
Eventually, I hated to throw them out, but eventually I got rid of a few of them, but I kept all the wooden drawers because I'm not sure why.
When you man, it's like most of my life is that answer.
It's just one of them things where you see it and you're like, oh, I'm
So
going to do something with that.
You didn't know what
sooner
you
or
were going to
later.
do with it.
No. Just, I figured I'd do something. I got the one's in my garage with the jarts in it. And
Yeah, right.
the one turned into that shop. And actually one sitting at my shop at work right now. I made that little coffin. The kids have a Halloween carnival each year, and I try to come up with some sort of new game or,
Yeah.
basically it's all some variation of what are they going to throw beanbags at now. But, yeah, and I made a little coffin, and you hit the tombstone with a beanbag or whatever, and it kind of flips backwards, and the lid pops open, and
That's cool.
I got to put a little stuffed thing on a spring in there. But
Was Ross going to pop up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, actually,
Hi.
I saw something at the Dollar General the other day, and I'm like, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
For $1, I don't have to screw around anymore.
See,
Yeah,
and you don't get bothered by your perfectionist part of your brain. You're like, yeah, that's good. That's good right there.
kids are
where
going to
it
throw
needs to be.
fucking beanbags at it, dude.
Yeah, right. Can't continue.
So would you think it would be correct to call them like some form of diorama?
Oh, the ones at over in the house.
Yeah, the ones you made.
Yeah, that's definitely a diorama.
Do you think it maybe is like a modern twist on a classic like era of diorama?
Sure.
Yeah.
Just kind of a greaser twist.
No, thank you. Yeah, it's definitely unique. I don't think there's too many people, at least that I have seen, that are doing that. And so for someone to put that much effort into it and that amount of detail and time and patience and see it through, it's pretty cool. Like even down to getting the period correct American flag that you hung on. It's those subtle details that really come together and make it such a cool thing to look at.
Thanks. I think it's just what old men do.
Ross is trying to be so quiet over there.
Ross,
Opening a beer. Just,
How fucking slow are you going to open the beer?
Ross,
Just
you,
rip the
you
beer.
think you can hand me that bag of Doritos and open it for me as well, please? Sweet. Now, can you chew them? Hold on. Let's get another good conversation going first.
No, that's why I waited until I knew the conversation was at its wraps. But I was like, okay, I'm going to open this.
slowly.
Just slowly. And then finally, I'm like, all right, here it is. Crack it open.
At first, I was like, shit. Is he actually moving that slow? Turns out I'm good. It was him.
I was just moving really slow.
Fucking hilarious.
Well, anything else you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, this amber beer from Bare Bones is amazing.
Yeah, you didn't really go
really
into your
good.
thoughts on
That's
it.
what, I actually do.
Now
I
you've
like it
had
a
some
lot.
time to like.
Yeah, like it's like even though it does have a bitter taste, it definitely is. It's got a good punch to it. I like it.
I'm not gonna lie. That's what I finished most of it. The bitterness at the end just wasn't doing it for me. But
Yeah.
I think it's something that can be paired really well with food.
Yeah, like a burger.
Yeah, I think that bitterness will like it'll complement certain things.
Yeah, and it's not too heavy of a beer or nothing.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, I get it, but with a pizza,
Yeah, yep. I hear what you're saying.
it's not a standalone beer.
I know I tried the IPA before too. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was
What's
less
that
bitter
one?
than
The
the Amber, which
IPA
is
is.
It was less bitter.
yeah, the IPA.
What is
Yeah,
the
that's-
IBU on that?
Yeah,
You should create a scale for
It's
that.
called Shart's Phase.
Shart's face.
Shart's Phase.
it's the Sharts phase.
That sounds disgusting.
Shar Phase.
The Shart phase.
Hazy, juicy.
It was just a night, not a
New England
phase.
IPA.
It's a juicy shirt.
What's the IBU on that bitch?
The ABV is 6.4%, and the IBU is 33.
So it says it's higher, but Travis,
What's the lookup IBU scale?
his better half say that it's
The
not as
higher it
bitter.
is, maybe the more bitter it is, I would think.
It's like metal gauge.
Yeah. This is also from Bare Bones.
What is it actually called?
Char Phase. SHAR dash.
Are you sure it's not char phase?
It's SHAR. Char Phase.
Oh, my bad.
Dash P exclamation point HAZE. Oh, not exclamation point. What am I talking about?
Wow. You really painted a perfect
Yes, I
picture.
know. We're doing great here. Down in time
Good
and space.
research, guys.
So what would you say about that beer, Ross?
I think it's cool and fresh.
Good.
No,
That's an excellent
it's-
review. You should
No,
leave it
actually,
up.
it's pretty good. I enjoyed it. I feel like it's another one of those that's got a little bit of bitterness to it, but like goes good with food. And that's exactly what I drank. I drank it when I ate some tacos I got from HelloFresh, which actually is really cool. I'm glad I'm doing that. For those of you that don't know what HelloFresh is, it's just one of those places that send you food. And you have, and they're not sponsoring this by any means. I'm just a lazy person that doesn't want to go shopping. And I'm willing to pay money to have people ship shit to me.
It's not COVID. I'm just sick of
I'm just
society.
sick of people. I kind of want to be around them.
Fuck the world.
How long have you been doing HelloFresh?
For a few weeks now. It's really good.
Do you feel like you're eating better?
Yeah, a lot better. I've been losing weight actually, and just kind of.
From drinking all these IPAs?
Yeah, that's what. So now I'm making up for drinking all these IPAs and eating Buster bars at night, 2 at a pop, 1 in each hand, double fisting it.
Would you say? Do you think it's a problem?
I think I have
an
a problem.
addiction. Or?
I might have a little bit of an addiction to Buster bars. They're really good though. You guys ever had them?
What are there?
Dairy Queen, Buster bars.
They're a bit too much for me.
I haven't tried.
They have like caramel in the inside of them.
Definitely couldn't
They're
double
like hot
fist it.
chocolate. Yeah.
Fuck, I'm hungry.
When we quit talking about food,
Yeah, I could use a piece of pizza or 6.
Well, but IBUs
Papa June.
apparently
John's
20 to 45 is bitterness. Like, and then anything higher is really bitter. So the
Okay.
higher the number goes up, the more bitter.
the more
you're gonna
bitter it
get.
is. But it's like 20 to
But start-
45 isn't
yeah.
too bad.
Yeah, that's like the starting range, and then
Yeah.
past that, it's real bitter. So
I'll tell you what. I made a beer.
It's
and that
nice
shit
to
was
ask
bitter
these
as fuck.
questions and find out the answers.
Yeah.
Because when Ross and I had to do this, it was like, I don't know. We'll probably never know.
We'll probably never know.
Moving on.
One of us might look it up.
Good
but then-
question.
Yeah.
Guess we'll never know.
Well, because then we can continue on with the conversation, and then like
Moving
it's
on.
nice. Yeah, if you guys like this
Listen,
stuff,
I
please
didn't learn
speak
so
out.
much.
Let us know, because it's definitely something new for us to have someone managing the sound now for us, and
Yeah, and
new area, new start to this. A fresh, pumping some fresh blood into it.
Yeah, definitely a new approach. Yep.
Yep, it's what we're doing.
yep.
But yeah, no, it's
The king of the hill.
Is there anything that you want to put out there?
He doesn't really have like social media
Yeah.
or website or anything like that.
So we're going to have it available on our website. You can check it out. And if you do have any questions, feel free to message us. We're available to talk anytime. If you got something going
Ross
on.
is not. He's really busy.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm really busy. It won't be me. So I'm acting this out.
We
but it won't be
outsource
me.
that to people.
Yeah, we outsource it actually to Alta Resources. Yeah, that's what.
You can't say that. That's
Well,
politically incorrect.
If you go to the No Such Thing as Art Facebook page, and give us a like.
You guys are like Johnny Appleseed of the new age.
Right.
Yeah, we're doing some shit.
We're doing some shit. All
All
right.
right, I guess that's it for us today.
Yeah. It was really nice having you on. Really
We're
nice
gonna be-
talking and.
Creating content regularly on
Yeah.
a weekly basis.
And not all of us will be able to be here all the time, so
Nobody cares, Ross.
yeah, I know. I'm
I'm just kidding.
We're just gonna film me.
I
in
won't
with
be here
somebody
sometimes
else.
too.
Yeah. No, I think that's right. You have like 1 or 2 of them too. But
Couple
we
two,
have
three.
some really good co-hosts that are going to be coming on, and
Couple past guests.
couple past guests that I feel like were
friends
really
of the show.
Yep, really good too on the good episodes. So when you hear them, you can go back and actually listen to their episodes.
If anybody has anything they want to ask or questions they'd want to hear from our host, just go to the Facebook page. No Such
Oh
Thing
yeah,
as
we
Art.
do have social medias and stuff.
Drop a comment, send a
That's new,
message.
Do those tall handlebars make your arms tired?
No, just giving people the bird.
Dude, that's the second time I've heard you say that to someone.
Because it's awesome every time.
We've talked about people asking them that.
That's funny. Because when he came and brought me some shit when I was DJing a wedding, some dude asked him that, came out and was already like half lit up, like in the middle of the day. Fucking goes to Tommy and is like, "How aren't your arms tired with those, handlebars?"
With the A-bangers.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, no, I don't get tired. I just get tired from flipping people the bird."
Get tired of assholes asking me a dumb question.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Yeah, shoot us a message or whatever if you want to hear anything specific on the show or have any ideas, guests that you would like to have on. And
Artists that you can put us in touch with.
Yeah, exactly.
People that would like an opportunity to get some exposure and put what they're creating out there.
Yeah, and I feel like we have a good list going ourselves of people we're going to have coming up here. I'm really excited about, and should be fun to see what this next adventure brings. So thanks for listening, and have a good one.
Later.
No such thing as art.